You would be surprised by how many mistakes I realized I was making along my journey in Hogwarts Legacy, starting with the most basic things up to the more complicated ones that I will talk about in the upcoming minutes. It's not a surprise since the game is very complex and has a lot of side content and unlockables that you may skip if you don't pay enough attention. So we will talk about this in today's video, about how to avoid top 15 biggest and worst mistakes so you don't have to repeat them and make the most out of this game. But before we start, as usual, a thumbs up on the video would be super awesome, and if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, you will make sure that you are up to date with the latest news, tips and tricks or gameplay. I'm also organizing a giveaway for Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition on a platform of your choice, so if you want to participate and win the game, you have to be a subscriber of the channel and leave a comment on the video. The winner will be randomly selected and announced in the community section. So the first mistake I am guilty of is not paying enough attention to the challenges that unlock unique skins for the Broom. A big part of this game is the diversity you can enjoy by having different skins and brooms to further customize your character. So whenever you see balloons out there, make sure you pop them because you will unlock some really cool brooms, and those challenges are very easy to do. So basically you just have to pop each pair of 5 balloons, and that will add to your exploration section to the challenge called Pop Balloons. For the first one, which is the Night Dancer Broom, you only have to pop 2 sets of balloons while on your broom. For the Swift Broom 5, Wildfire requires 10 sets, while the last one, which is the Bright Spark Broom, you'll need to pop 15 sets. If you want to be top G, you'll definitely want to have as many brooms as possible and switch between them as you like. Talking about brooms, the next mistake I was guilty of was not upgrading my broom to the max level. And that's important because you will traverse the map much easier and also enjoy the view at max speed. If you don't want to hear other wizards laughing about your old and shabby broom, definitely keep an eye on this quest called The Sky is the Limit. You'll have to talk to Imelda Reyes, complete a race, and head back to Albie Weeks and tell him about your new record. He's going to work on the improvements and send you an owl in a couple of days, so make sure you check the owl post every now and then. There's a total of 3 upgrades that you can make, and each one costs a certain amount of gold. If you don't know how to make enough gold, make sure to check my gold guide video. You have the link in the description. Keep in mind that those upgrades apply to all your current and future brooms, so you don't have to worry about making the quests again and again for each broom obtained. Not selling my useless gear is the third mistake I found myself doing. Even more so, I would go to missions or side content and couldn't collect anything because my inventory was already full. So make sure to clean it up often and sell all weaker or useless gear that you have there. At first you will be much more constrained by the capacity of your inventory, but that's only until you finish a couple of Merlin trials and increase its size. They are marked with this leaf sign on the map and consist in solving a rather easy puzzle. Would highly suggest to finish at least the first 3 challenges related to Merlin trials, as it will greatly improve your gameplay experience because you will no longer feel constrained by your inventory capacity. Fifth mistake I made was spending my talent points unwisely right after getting them. This can have a bad long-term effect, especially if you only focus on your current playstyle, which includes the skills that you unlocked up until that certain point. I would say be patient and wait for more skills to come while only spending just a few of your talent points, and pay close attention to each section as you won't be able to reverse it further down the line. I'm not going into more details because each one of us has a different playstyle, so it's totally up to you. I personally focused on Levioso and Accio to grab multiple enemies at the same time. I focused on fire spells and filling my ancient meter faster. Not using your skills and practicing combos would be the 6th mistake. You might miss some of the sweet details if you don't pay attention, like the fact that Glacius enhances the damage you deal with Diffindo or Incendio. Simply casting a fire spell after casting Glacius will double the damage you deal. Same goes for the combos which fill your ancient magic meter faster if you don't get interrupted by enemy hits, so if necessary necessary, spend some time with the practice dummies, master a couple of combos, and be the best wizard version of yourself. We are still at combat system section, so my next recommendation would be to build a farm in the room of requirement for potions and combat plants. Those can come in handy in rough scenarios where you are surrounded by a large group of enemies. Talking about potions, I mostly use Maxima potion, which enhances your spell damage, and Thunder Brew potion, which creates a storm around you, dealing damage and stunning the enemies. Also, those three plants can significantly ease your playthrough since they deal insane amounts of damage if you also invest some talent points to enhance their effect. Definitely build a farm, get prepared for each encounter, and buy the recipes you need for those potions and plants so you can brew and harvest your own. As you may already know, it's quite expensive to purchase them from the vendors. As you unlock the room of requirement, you'll probably make the next mistake, which is not capturing beasts and collecting the special materials they offer you. Catching them is really easy, and if you don't know how to find certain beasts, simply use R2 on your map to zoom on these white points and identify the beast nests you need. You'll want them because they are cute, because they enrich the view of your yard, and last but not least, because you are a good and well-intentioned wizard who wants to save creatures and offer them a home. But this comes hand in hand with mistake number 1, which is not upgrading your gear as soon as you get the materials from petting your beasts. There are 3 enhancements available for each piece of gear that will significantly increase your offense and defense capabilities. Take note that you will progressively unlock new rooms in the room of requirement by completing side missions, so you will have more and more room for your beasts. You can breed them and have 10 pets for each yard, and given the fact that there is a total of 4 yards that can be unlocked, that means 40 beasts for collecting upgrading materials. Definitely keep an eye on this, as you'll probably want to upgrade your gear and make the most out of the combat system. Not having a good strategy for making gold is also a big long-term mistake, because you need plenty of it to purchase recipes, broom skins, items, broom upgrades, and so on. So combine selling your useless gear with expanding your inventory capacity, right away capture and sell beasts so you can become a beast smuggler, and last but not least, open those chests with an eye in the middle. You will get 500 gold for each of them. If you use those 3 methods, you will make insane amounts of gold in no time, and you'll stop worrying about your next expenses. Next mistake on the list is simply forgetting about the potions and combat plants. Now, it's not enough to make them, you also need to use them in combat. Only focusing on your skills can get both boring and difficult, so make sure to use L1 to select the potion or combat plant you need and press L1 again to use it. You'll thank me later. You could be so distracted with the main story and encounters that you might simply forget about gathering plants. This is important, and it's a basic thing because unfortunately we cannot grow all the plants we need for brewing, so that means we need to keep an eye open for the collectible ones that are out there. Whenever doing a mission, side content, or attacking an enemy camp, make sure you get your hand on every flower you see. With time you will collect enough so you don't have to worry anymore. There's so much to discover in this game that I can't even describe, but what I can guarantee you is not making side content will assure you that you lose all the fun. I was able to open my own store in Hogsmeade after completing this side mission with the haunted shop. Scary quest indeed. I can sell my gear 10% more expensive, and that's great, but also I could unlock this new NPC to get this unique silver broom, so definitely invest some time in side content as well. Ancient magic is a big deal in this game, and that's mistake number 14 that I want to highlight here. The more ancient trials you complete on the map, the more ancient special attacks you'll have, up to a total of 5. Definitely invest some time in completing those ancient trials challenges, as they only require you to collect 3 ancient magic globes for each instance, which are very easy to find. Simply use Revelio and go grab each one of them. And finally, the ultimate mistake is not having Alhomora level 3 unlocked. Seriously, you'll miss lots of legendaries, so make sure to complete the quest for Mr. Moon, which can be found at Hogwarts. First quest you do for him will unlock Alhomora level 1, which allows you to open level 1 lockers. For Alhomora level 2, you have to gather 10 moonstones, which can only be collected during nighttime, and for level 3 you'll have to collect 13 and bring them back to him. and that's going to unlock you Alhomora level 3, and you will be able to get the best loot possible in this game. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this video helped you in becoming the best version of yourself as a wizard, and until next time, make sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up because we have some really nice videos coming next.